audio. There you go.
Am I there? Yep.
The meeting's being recorded. Okay.
Yeah.
You want the sound up?
It is up, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
There you go. You should be all set.
okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Everyone enjoying the snow?
Are you being serious?
It was snowing pretty heavily this afternoon. I was out for a walk and I thought I was going to get lost in the blizzard.
Yeah, well, actually put my shovels away. Stupid me.
That was your fault then.
I know. That's what I said. Stupid me. Oh. So how's everybody doing?
Right.
Good. How are you, Ellen?
Okay. Waiting for spring.
Yeah.
Well, pull the snow shovels out and it will arrive
Oh, yeah.
faster. So
Good idea. I think I'll do that tomorrow morning.
I'm going to order a pair of boots.
Yeah, or that too.
The weather has been great for maple syrup, though.
Yeah.
It has. Yeah.
We've been getting so much sap, and it's got really high sugar content.
Mm.
Fun.
That's great.
But that's
Are
about
they
that.
red maples, Mateo, that you have, or?
Yeah, most of them are red. We have a couple of sugar maples and one black maple, but most of it
Yeah.
is red maple. We want to try doing birch trees this year too,
Oh,
but it has to get a little warmer for that.
my
Birch.
brother is up in New Hampshire, and he said he has a lot of land up there, and he said he had 950 gallons of sap that he was boiling.
Wow. Wow.
He's a serious. He doesn't do it commercially; he just does it for family and friends.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
we encourage him.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's like 43 gallons of sap for 1 gallon of syrup.
Yeah.
And birches, more birches, like 110 gallons to 1 gallon.
Mm.
No, it's a lot of work.
How
Well,
many
you know, I
trees?
have more spare time, all this free time, I can
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
How many trees do you usually tap, Mateo?
We have 31 that we do on our property, and then Nettie taps 3 at the school she teaches at with the students.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, more than we.
That's huge. And do you have an outdoor fire sort of thing to boil a boiler?
Yeah, we have one of those barrel evaporators, which is not super efficient, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, it is 7:02. We have everybody here, so we are going to get started. I'm going to call this meeting of the Shutesbury CPC to order. And the first item on the agenda is to review and vote on the minutes of February 19th. Everybody have a chance to take a look at those? Pull it over here. Thank you, Cliff, for the minutes.
Welcome. Big shoes to fill, but
I'll take a motion.
I make a motion.
Minutes.
Second.
All right. Any discussion?
Yes. I was not there, so I could not vote to close the meeting.
Oh.
Who was it?
Probably was me.
Yeah.
Well, it says Wilson I, Geddes I, Reed I, Pangalo I, and Paleo I.
Oh,
So that
Probably
probably
was Farrell.
Farrell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Wilson has two L's.
right?
Both had that gray hair, Elaine.
All right, I will edit that and send them in.
Thank you. I guess we have to vote.
Right.
To vote on the minutes as amended. Hanson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Leo,
Aye. Oh,
Farrell,
abstain, please. Sorry.
Farrell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
and Gallo, aye. Okay. Next item on the agenda. The big one. We're going to discuss and vote on our FY27 CPA grant applications. I have these listed in the order in which we received them. So we will start off with the Regional Affordable Housing Coordinator application from FERCog. Any comments, questions, discussion? There was a revision. Hopefully you guys all saw that,
Mhm.
where they did address the some of the questions that came up in our previous meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. And I think having FERCog involved and joining with other communities makes a lot of sense. And sort
Yeah.
of their coordination with Community Preservation Coalition and kind of understanding, what the limitations are for using CPA funds. So that I think that's been pretty well reviewed. So I think it would be very useful at this juncture.
Yeah, I know Mariah was very careful about trying to work with Stuart to make
Yeah.
sure there are things that she will be able to do. It's just that
Yeah.
those things are being funded with that state grant as opposed to the
Yeah.
CPA money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are at least two other towns, I think, that are looking to join in future years. It's a little regrettable that this is only for one fiscal year because I don't know how much, she'll actually be able to get done with just 1 year. But maybe this is something that can lead to a
Yeah, maybe there'll be more funding.
yeah.
So I think it's great. I'll make a motion that we approve that request for funding for the Affordable Housing Coordinator through FERCog.
I second.
Right. Any further discussion? Beth's cat has something to say? No?
You just almost disconnected me. Goodbye.
All right. Well, then we'll put it to a vote. Hanson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Palaio,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
Pangallo, aye. All right. The next one is the Spear Building Porch Rehabilitation Application. Any comments, questions, discussion?
I know at the last meeting, we were trying to address the uncertainty of the range of cost estimates. It wasn't pinned down. And is it because in the application, it does give the range, but the wording I guess I'm jumping ahead to the wording of the warrant article, but is it appropriate to have it considered up to that certain amount, the 85 thousand for that?
I mean, my sense is that ideally they would come in under budget, but I'm a little conflicted on this. I feel like this is an important project and it should definitely be done given the state of the porch. But I feel that the application is so unclear in the budget. And I know that in the budget summary, it says contractor estimates will be secured to determine final cost. I kind of wish that had been done before the application had been submitted. And as we discussed previously, there's also no indication of I mean, the budget detail section is just completely blank and there's no indication of other funds. It literally just says unknown in that box. And I feel if it seems like an important project, and as an important project, it's important for it to have a pretty clear budget, which it doesn't have. And it feels odd to be asking town meeting to commit so much money to something that hasn't been sort of clearly prepared. I don't know. Those are my reservations. I don't know if I'm the only one who has that.
I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a wide range between 55 and 85 and not knowing who's going to match this. I'm just, the porch is going to fall off, but and it might be that this is rolled into the reuse committee's prerogative. And that might come up next year when the idea of reusing this building hopefully will be resolved.
I mean, I guess maybe Rita could speak to this in more detail, but it seems to me that there are certain things in the reuse plan, whatever it turns out to be, that CPA funding probably could be used for if it's related to like something like the porch, right? Or historic parts of the property that are in need of rehabilitation and compliance with the standards. But then there are also certain things that CPA money would not be eligible for. And just as we sort of disentangled, or we didn't end up having to disentangle it, but we could have disentangled CPA funding for the track and field project from the cost of artificial surface for that artificial turf. Something similar could be done with the reuse project, where these parts of the Spear reuse rehabilitation, because they are compliant with historical renovation, could be funded with CPA money. And that might then sort of relieve some of the pressure on the town in paying for, septic or whatever other things need to be done, the heating system or whatever. Though I don't know how old the heating system is. Maybe that does qualify for historic rehabilitation, given its
Yeah,
age.
no, kind of the building envelope, and would be something that we would potentially be looking for CPA, the exterior, the slate roof, the siding, the porch, then the interior. I think, and Henry was at our last when we met with jointly with the select board last week. I think we reached the conclusion that we would be doing minimally doing a bathroom, so needing water and septic there, regardless of the final use of the building. So I'm kind of two minds. I'm not really sure how to go on this one, because doing the porch without knowing what else we're going to be doing on the outside of the building does seem like it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. Henry, do you have a
Well,
do you think?
thinking about it in those terms, now that you mention it, yeah, I mean, on the other hand, the porch doesn't need, the steps in the porch need to be fixed no matter what
Right,
happens to
regardless.
it. It's
Right.
not, it's sinking. Just, yeah. And I ran this by the historical commission. There wasn't a lot of enthusiasm for putting up much money
For the porch.
Sorry?
For the porch itself, you mean? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think, Henry, if there were, I mean, I guess you can't speak for the whole commission, but if there were a larger sort of full building project plan that included portions that involved historical restoration, or rehabilitation, like the porch, that's something that the commission might be more inclined, as opposed to like taking it one piece at a time.
I don't know. I mean, it'd be costing money to buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure where else where else a match could come from, Mateo.
I mean,
other
how much?
than-
Yeah, how much of a match would make a difference here is my question, I guess. Since, we don't have a lot of money.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that. I'm not saying that the historical commission should be ponying up for this, but I do wonder, are there either grant sources or, as we said with the Elliott Park thing, the donation of in-kind labor, right? There's only so much you can do in terms of historical rehabilitation and in-kind labor donations. But I mean, I only mention it because this is one of the criteria in our list of general criteria, right? Having a well-developed budget. I don't remember the exact phrase we use, but it's something like that, a thoughtful budget, and having identified other potential sources of funding.
Yeah.
Are two of, I mean, whatever, a dozen different criteria, but those are two that we've considered important in the past.
Well, one approach might be that we look at this at another time when perhaps there are other sources of funding. I don't think it's an urgent project, Rita. Do you suppose that? I mean, I didn't get the impression it was urgent.
Well, it's not urgent in the sense that we don't have a identified use for that building right now.
Yeah.
So, we're still, the committee is still in the process. We only got so far last week as saying, let's move ahead with determining what it would cost to get the water and sewer in there, and then come back and talk about next steps about what how we might use that building. So
Are there any serious suggestions so far? I mean,
well, we've talked about the potential for moving the police station, making it into a police station,
Yeah.
or making it into meeting space. So those were the two uses that were identified. And yeah.
Okay.
Each one of those comes with a with a cost that's pretty significant.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go back to my question: how much of a difference? How much would make a difference? Let's say as a matching fund.
Or in
It's-
kind, yeah, 10% is
Was it 10%? So that would be
$8,000.
to
$8,000. Yeah.
$8,000. See, now that would take our whole budget away. Yeah, we couldn't afford to put up that
I
much.
suppose if some of it were in kind, then
Mhm.
could
Hmm.
could manage that.
At least some of the demolition, if not the reconstruction, could be done in kind.
Yeah.
I guess one other question is, the porch is not part of the original structure, is it? The porch was rebuilt previously, I thought. So it's not really part of the historic building, or is it?
I don't know the answer to that, Elaine.
Nor do I. That's yeah.
I mean, if it's deteriorated now, and knowing the way the ramp deteriorated, I would think that porch has been rebuilt a couple times.
Yeah, I think there was always some entryway there,
Some
but it has
entryway.
been rebuilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So does that then fall under historic preservation?
Mm.
Yes, I mean, you would be, yes, trying to restore it to kind of where it was. It was kind of the same as like with the Hearst house. There
Yeah,
it is.
there. Yeah.
I don't know the date on that photo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, 1896.
Mm,
Is that
Mm.
right?
looks majestic.
Out in
No.
that field.
But so if you're doing something according to code, you couldn't do that exact thing because you'd have to have handrails and
Mhm.
so it would never be historically exact
Mhm.
because you couldn't do it if it was built to code. So,
Right.
but having some sort of porch there makes sense. It's a second means of egress from the
Right.
from the
You
building.
have to have that.
Right.
It does keep the historic, I mean, both of the oldest photos of that building have a porch there, so it retains the profile of the building as it was to have that porch.
Mhm. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So where are we on this?
I don't
I think nowhere.
know. Nowhere. um, hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to make a motion
Yeah.
to table this to a future time when there is a better idea of the study committee's project and we get involved with that.
Do we know how long that might be, Elaine?
It should be done
Uh,
this year.
Yeah.
A year?
I think the committee would like to wrap up by the end of this fiscal year. So,
Mhm.
do the final recommendations.
Mhm.
So,
All right, there's a motion. Is there a second? Motion to table the application.
Sure, I'll second it.
Any discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll put it to a vote. Hanson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Leo,
Aye.
Farrell,
I'm going to abstain.
Wilson,
Aye.
Geddes.
I'm going to go with my boss and abstain.
My boss.
How's that for you?
My leader.
A political animal.
Pangallo, aye. All right. Tabled but not rejected. The next application is the Elliott Park Structures Project, which we did at our previous meeting have some questions or requests for additional content in the form of the I think it was the matching fund information, asking them to incorporate the value of the in-kind labor, which see here, I'm
That
looking,
could be. Yeah.
does seem to be in the budget, right? Well, the amount of the value of the labor isn't in there, but it is listed as an underfunding thing. Any comments, questions, discussion about this application? All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the Elliott Park. What is it called? The
Restoration and repair.
restoration and repair application.
I second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll put it to a vote. Hanson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Leo,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
Pangallo, aye. All right, and our last grant application is the Southbrook Conservation Area Expansion. I'm going to recuse myself from deliberation and voting on this one as a butter to the parcel in question. So I leave it in your hands. Beth, I don't know if you want to take the lead on it.
Sure. I think the only comments at our last meeting was similar to the Elliott Park. We had some numbers a little bit wrong with the match and on the budget, and I went back and corrected my addition. But I think that was about it. Yeah, we're looking to buy the 9-acre plus parcel between Locks Pond Road and Wendell Road. And we've gotten a match from Kestrel that's over 10%. And yeah, anybody have any questions? I see there's some hands up in the public. Should I call on them, Mateo, or do you want to call on people? You want me to do it?
I can do that if you. Right. Yeah,
So-
recognize Diane and Greg Adams.
Hi, everyone. So our property abuts the parcel on the north side of the parcel. And we've been doing some reading of minutes and trying to inform ourselves of information that we may have missed. I have a question. I don't know if it's okay to ask a question about the minutes from the Southbrook Conservation Expansion on 12/18, your meeting for determination of eligibility. And it starts by saying this is essentially a building lot. And I was wondering if you could clarify what you mean by this is essentially a building lot. Is it the whole 9+ acres? Is it, I know we've read about the 2+ acres that to make a building lot would be carved out of that.
Yeah, that's one potential plan of the property. Tonight, this proposal is really just for the money to buy the 9+ land, and then the only thing in the budget that has any connection at all with the potential of it, like you said, like a 2-acre lot over on Locks Pond, is we are asking for money for a survey of the whole parcel, the whole 9+, but especially that 2-acre area, and then also a perk test. Just, it's sort of like the due diligence or the beginning of looking to see if there could be a parcel there that could be used for housing. So this request of money is really mostly just to buy the land. There really hasn't been any further discussion or decisions about building on one little portion of it beyond that at this point.
And there will be more discussion in the future, more information as it.
Oh yeah, definitely. If that ends up being what happens, there would be definitely. Rita would know more about sort of the process if that was to happen.
Yeah, so in the case where if the town votes to acquire the property at town meeting, so we make the recommendation and if the town goes ahead, and I believe that the way that we are wording this article, that we're using the CPA funds for open space and community housing. So it's a combination of taking open space and community housing funds. And then if the town decided that they wanted to make a piece of that parcel available for, say, a building lot like they have done in other communities, for example, for a to carve off, a building lot for Habitat for Humanity, then it would go through a process where it would have to be, as Beth said, all due diligence. There'd have to be perk tests. There would have to be wetlands evaluation to make sure it was in fact a buildable lot. So it would have to go through the permitting process, and then an RFP would have to be done to pick that that developer. And if it was Habitat, then they could come forward. But the limitation with CPA funds is that any housing that's built there has to be affordable to a household at a maximum of 100% of the area median income. So in most instances, that sort of limits, who can build and who can afford to live there. So Habitat has been one of the few developers that can make houses affordable.
Yeah.
We did another house there was one other house done in Shutesbury that was a Habitat house. We use CPA funds for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think David Alden has his hand up. David? No, maybe not.
I don't see that.
Oh, I thought he had his hand up. Maybe not. Okay, I don't see any other questions then.
All right. Any further discussion from the committee? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application for the Southbrook Conservation Area expansion.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing no discussion on the motion, we'll put it to a vote. Hanson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Paleo,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Hi.
Geddes,
Aye.
Pangallo abstain. All right. That completes item 2 on our agenda, which brings us to item 3 to discuss and vote on the draft warrant articles for the May 9th annual town meeting. I sent out the draft articles, and I think maybe the easiest way to do this, instead of going through each one individually, is just to say, like, I mean, if we'll have a general discussion about them. If there are any comments about how I've tried to sort of divide up the sums for some of these larger ones, and then I guess we can just vote on them as a batch, if that makes sense. I will say, so my goal was really to try to ensure that we weren't drawing down any of the accounts extraordinarily, which is why I tapped into the undesignated fund for several of these. And obviously for the Southbrook one, it's important to have, as Rita was just saying, the community housing funds included, so that if part of it becomes used for community housing, it's been purchased with that funding. Yeah, I guess we'll just have a general discussion if there are any concerns anybody had, if I got the math wrong or anything.
Looks good to me. I don't.
Yeah, looks good to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Just a point of clarification. I was wondering about the surcharge revenue. That is new revenue, or is that, and what is it exactly?
It is the new revenue from the CPA surcharge. So the portion of the the portion, it's not a tax, which is why we don't call it a tax revenue. It's the portion of revenue that's generated from property tax bills that the people in town pay,
Okay.
which makes up the majority of our CPA revenue each year.
Mhm.
You know, we do get a small match from the state.
Mhm.
This year, 15.5, I think is what they said.
Mhm.
Yeah, 15.5% match. But otherwise, yeah, the surcharge is the funds we raise locally, which comes to about $6 a month per person, or sorry, per household.
So you've taken the Spear Building one off now.
Yeah, so I assume that we're going to be discussing and voting on the projects that we approved tonight, plus the two sort of administrative articles, one for the committee's operating costs and one for the distribution of the revenues into the different accounts.
So I guess I'm looking at what you sent, well, I guess it's the article for the newsletter. No, I'm sorry. That was the wrong thing to be looking at.
Yeah, and I might revise that. Brennan, the newsletter isn't going out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan had a deadline that was it was earlier than our meeting, and so I wanted to be just, I didn't want to say we were or we're not passing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we've taken that vote, I can revise it and see if you'll accept a late article. Newsletter article, not warrant article.
Mm-hmm.
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 Any other concerns or questions in the draft articles?
No.
All right. In that case, I will entertain a motion to approve the draft warrant articles for the May 9th annual town meeting, administrative costs of the CPC, Elliott Park Structures Project, operational transfers of CP funds, Regional Affordable Housing Coordinator, Southbrook Conservation Area Expansion, and rescinding Community Garden Grant.
So moved.
You don't want to say the whole thing?
My assistant will.
Oh, your assistant's getting big. Wow.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll put it to a vote. Hanson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Paleo,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
Pengallo, aye. All right, the last item on our agenda is unanticipated business.
I have two things. One, I just wanted to say thanks for the document, the CPA impact. That was very helpful to have in summarizing everything right there. So that was great for tonight's meeting. The other thing I wanted to ask about minutes that apparently for some of our meetings are not did not get to the web committee, or that there
Yep,
were
I'm
some
taking care of
issue.
it.
Okay, great. And if you need any of the ones that I had done in your absence, that
No, I think I
let
have them
me know.
all.
So-
Yep,
Okay,
I have them all and I sent them in.
okay, good, thanks.
Yep.
Yes, thank you to our minute takers.
Was that a second?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
So because we've taken care of both the grants and articles tonight, we aren't going to meet again in April. There's no need to at this point.
Mhm.
Our next scheduled meeting is May 14th after annual town meeting to vote on the grant agreements. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
You said May, what date?
May 14th.
May 14th, okay. And that'll be at 7 PM?
Yes.
Okay. Mhm.
Any other unanticipated business? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Hanson,
Again, aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Leo,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
Pangallo, aye. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Good night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.